Okay, I mean, a Notre Dame hot take for people outside of Notre Dame lands, right? The other
Yes.
media and
Yes.
fans would be that I think Notre Dame is a sleeping giant if they win one national championship, and they could easily go from one championship to being one of the premier colleges in college football as far as perennial contender every single year, because I think that will unlock the recruiting aspect of everything. I think it will make Notre Dame appeal even higher because the brand is already strong as far as the legacy and the tradition that it brings. And I really think they're one big season away from being on the course of a Alabama, Georgia, like that type of brand. Like I really think that they could extend to that type of heights if they have just one championship level season. I really do.
It's a great hot take, and I agree with it, Ryan. I want to add something.
Yep.
I think what a lot of people that are saying that Notre Dame can't compete in the NIL era are incredibly misguided for two reasons. Number one, the wrong assumption that every big time kid wants an immediate payout or he's not going. There are plenty of those. But as we saw last year, there's a lot of really talented players, including one kid that we know turned down a 7-figure offer to sign with Notre Dame.
Yes.
Several other kids that turned down significant six-figure offers to come to Notre Dame. And we're talking about guys that you and I graded as top 100 players, right?
Yep.
There's a wrong assumption that all these kids are just looking for this right now. I think it's very misguided.
Yep.
That doesn't mean that kids won't take it, but like that doesn't necessarily mean that they're only going to a school because of that. Now, like Jaden Rashada was clearly just going to go to whoever gave him the biggest number. I mean, that there are kids like that.
Yep.
But there's also CJ Cars who aren't. Obviously, NIL was very important for Dante's father. But then there's other guys where it's not as big of a deal. Austin Novosad didn't go to Oregon, I don't think, because he got a big payout. At least not that I know of. Chris Vizina didn't go to Clemson because he got a big payout. Arch Manning didn't go to Texas because he got a big payout. There's plenty of kids that go because they want to be developed, because there's a lot of big-time players that understand, yeah, this NIL stuff is good, but if I don't go somewhere that's going to develop me, then this is all it's ever going to be. Most of these kids, and this is the thing about Keon Keeley that I don't think people are giving Keon enough credit for. Keon's thing is, yeah, get some NIL money, but I want to get the real big money, which comes from being a top 10 NFL draft pick. Who would you rather be, Will Anderson or Isaiah Foskey right now? Right? I mean, we're talking, that's probably tens of millions of dollars difference between pick number 3 and pick number 40, right?
Easy. Yeah, easy.
And so that's where it comes from, because Keon understands, I'm thinking big picture here. And everybody think the only way you can think big picture is to look at Notre Dame and the degree. That's part of it, but if you're a big-time player, there's more to it. So I think that's misguided, because if Notre Dame had a track record of championships and producing first-round picks at his position, I think Keon Keeley right now is a guy that you and I are talking about how important he's going to be for Notre Dame's defense this year, flat out. And I don't care what anybody offered him NIL, because Keon is a really sharp kid that understands this, thinking way beyond just this immediate, here's a basket, a bag of cash. There's a lot of kids like
McDonald's bag of cash.
Yeah. Correct. Yeah. Where I think they're so misguided, Ryan, is because I think what you just said could not be true before NIL. They would have been a team that were just like they were in the 80s. You win a title, but you don't win a bunch of them. Here's where people are missing the boat. Notre Dame is an attractive place. They have plenty of players making really good money.
Yeah,
that's coming off of a 9-4 season. Not a team that's been a real national title contender. Let Notre Dame win a title. Let Notre Dame go to the championship game and play well. And all of a sudden, more and more money starts pouring into Notre Dame, and more of their kids are desirable for those big deals that you get in college. Because that's where the real money is the deals you get throughout your 4 years at a place, then also get in the NFL. And to your point, Ryan, Notre Dame can now compete with these schools where they can actually give money, where before you're getting $100,000, $200,000 from Alabama under the table, and you're getting nothing from Notre Dame.
Right.
Now, we can't offer you a guaranteed upfront money, but what I can tell you is Michael Mayer did this, Kyle Hamilton did this, Isaiah Foskey had his own freaking clothing line, that made him this. And that's kind of what you can point to. So that actually gets Notre Dame in the game. You and I know of kids who said, hey, I'm not going to get as much upfront money, but Notre Dame's doing this, this, and this. Now, Notre Dame's not anywhere close to where they need to be, NIL-wise. Not even close, but it's still having an impact. And if Notre Dame is going to be serious, they need to start doing more. But even if they don't do more, if Notre Dame goes out this year and wins a title, to your point, money's going to pour into this program, and there's not a dang thing that the Notre Dame administration can do about it, even if they wanted to stop it, because it's legal.
Yep.
Schools wanted to do advertising with, imagine if Tobias Merriweather goes out there, that he's already got NIL deals, guys. He's already got multiple NIL deals, and he's caught one freaking pass in his career, and he's got NIL deals. Imagine if Tobias is the best receiver on a team that wins a championship. I mean, seriously, you don't think he's going to be a millionaire by the end of next year? Of course he is. At Notre Dame. That puts Notre Dame in a different universe now, Ryan, where a lot of these kids, like the Elijah Rushings, like the Ryan Wingos, who we can have a different conversation about Ryan Wingo, but who understands, like, I want to go somewhere. Yeah, NIL is important, but I want to go somewhere going to get developed. Once Notre Dame kicks that door down, if they are able to kick that door down, which to me is a lot like what Clemson did, just get to the title game and be competitive. And that's going to get you some guys you weren't getting before.
Yeah.
So to me, the money, but in 88, there was no money coming into those players. Right? There just wasn't. They were recruiting because it's still freaking Notre Dame. It's still freaking Notre Dame now. If they want a Tyler being competitive, it's still Notre Dame. Now the stuff that sells even more, because now Alabama has nothing on Notre Dame to be able to say, well, yeah, but we won 6. But yeah, man, you haven't won one since 2020, and Notre Dame just won one, right?
Yep.
Because what's going to happen? You're going to see guys get overdrafted, like it happens at Georgia and Alabama all the time, right? That's going to happen to Notre Dame if that kicks into place. There's a lot of LSU kids off that 2019 team that got overdrafted too, Ryan. Now, there was the stars. I mean, Jamar Chase has been legit, Justin Jefferson, Joe Burrow. But Clyde Edwards-Helaire hasn't played like a first-round running back. Lloyd Cushenberry's been a little bit disappointing as a third-round pick, right? You know what I mean? Like, there's some guys that got drafted a little bit higher than they probably should have because they were part of an elite team. So you'll see some guys get overdrafted. Not all. Some guys are Joe will be deserved to be a top 5 pick at that point in time. So when I look at this, Ryan, I think your hot take is spot on, because they're in a NIL is going to end up being a reason for that if Notre Dame kicks that door down. And that's where people are missing the boat. This assumption that, well, every kid just wants upfront money. Some do. Yeah, some do.
Sure.
But a lot don't. If you can prove to them that you turn down this $1.5 million to take $200,000 now, but look at our track record of doing this down here, right? And there's going to be big time players going to be all about that, and they're going to understand. And that's why, to your point, Ryan, I do think if Notre Dame's able to kick that door down, they become a juggernaut, because now you have nothing to recruit against them. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.